Hey up, Ramblings. You right, mate? I thought I'd do a sneaky little live quick. Yeah, just need to find a few bits, but yeah. This is Alassia's Niger. Up here, they're doing so well. I should really force them to go. Well, no, I think they're hibernating. It's just only a few of them out, really, like a fraction of the colony, but they'll be alright. I think they are hibernating though. They're just when it gets a little bit warm, they're opportunist little buggers. Hey Elijah, hey Pumpkin, haven't seen for a while. I hope you're doing well, Pumpkin. Oh, good at this end, Ramblings. Yeah, just well, lots of cleaning to do today, I guess. Although it shouldn't be too bad because I think only a few are dirty, and I'm not going to do the Tetramorium by Karen Atom today. Yeah, so I'll just grab a few bits. There we go. Oh yeah, Christmas special, like, I don't know what day Christmas is, but I got a feeling it's on like a Sunday. So it'll probably be like a week before Christmas, the ANN Christmas special. I don't know what's going to be in it yet, I just like the name. Said a minute. Where's me? Somewhere I've got this cool little scrapey thing. There's those bits in the corner are all stubborn. And I need to do what Sadie says and just print a little attachment for the Hoover tip, to be fair, but I haven't got around to it yet. Where's that little scrapey thing? Ah, there it is. Yeah, a little spatula thing. All these cocoon casings, they're all stuck. You can tell the Lassius Niger are hibernating though, because if they weren't hibernating, they'd be going so berserk at me, like, digging around in our outworld. Whereas they don't seem to care today. I need to get all these are all like cocoon casing. It's just, yeah, from their last boom. Just all cocoon cases, they're everywhere. And then I try hoover them and then they blow everywhere. Oh yeah, Weatherman, he'll be awake for post-Christmas, or not post-Christmas, the Christmas special. Oh yeah. He'll come out and tell everyone if it's gonna be a white Christmas. Get the old hoover going there. God, I love it, how easy it is. Not suck up any ants. They're getting a bit closer. Get these few. This is kind of a good thing about the Saturn. Sometimes the little knobbly bits, they're annoying because they dump all their trash around them, but when you got like no ants between a couple of them, you can just like and then move over to the next one if it's empty. Whereas this one's not empty, so I can't really suck that one loads. I think that's most of the rubbish. That's enough for today. I don't really have to worry about mites too bad with these girls because they haven't got any substrate, and I found like if there's no substrate, there's no mites. Whereas as soon as I go near substrate, oh, they got mites. I'll show you like in a bit. They're only grain mites, but it's annoying, isn't it? Boom. Hopefully there's nobody on here. I think we're clear. Yes, stick it in bin. I think got crickets today, but I'm waiting for the postman because I ordered like about 600 more, well not crickets, roaches the other day. That'll keep Tetramorium fed for a little bit. Oh, we got a comment. I've seen it. Wait, how do I get it to pop up? I'm so bad at this. There's a way of doing it. Oh yeah, both the Atters and the Acro are booming at the minute. Lige, I'll ever put my scissors. This probably isn't like YouTube friendly. Chopping up cockroaches on stream. What I'm gonna do is take the bowl out again. There's an ant on it, but she'll be fine. She's half asleep. She'll never know. Yeah, cockroach cut up off stream. Lovely. Might get them a little bit of sugar, to be fair. These girls love a bit of sugar. What we got? Then we use strawberry. Oh yeah, I hope they do it. Setting up alive. So top up my cockroach farm. Let's give these a few drips. Oh my god, this always happens with the things. If you got snaps, take off the little black ring when you start, because they always fall off. And some of my colonies, they've already got quite a few in. Let's give them a few drips of strawberry sugar snaps. They'll probably go berserk for it. They're half awake, but yeah, they'll go nuts for this. Look at them hopping on. They'll get all fat like little mini honeypots. I think the lassias are closely related to the honeypots, which does explain why sometimes they do look like mini honeypots. Let's see what other colonies we got. Oh my god, Paul, lucky the other day that I got that video of the Manica rubida, because their drinker leaked and they've all disappeared. We could do them next. So I'm going to move a few bits here. We don't need the hot water anymore. I've already got pre-killed roaches. We don't need batteries. Might need the seeds. There's a lovely colony here. What is it? Oh, Lasius niger. Yep. Oh, not Lasius niger, Lasius flavus. That's the other colony. That's my one queener. Oh yeah, these girls are going nuts for the sugar water. Let's have a zoo. Oh, hey you crazy antics. Ah, 300 red runners. That'll do for quite a while. Might be able to get them breeding. I think last time I bought maybe, might have been 400, and I've nearly got them breeding, to be fair, but yeah. Look at them go. Let's get the old Manica out, because yeah, they've disappeared. So I'm going to move them just back a bit, because they don't really need to stay warm or anything, because they're hibernating. But you can probably keep an eye on them in the background, eating their sugar. Let's get... Where are you, Manicas? Oh, some of them have moved back in the tube. What a relief. Oh, and Percy molted as well, Ramblers. He's a little bit bigger now. I'll get him out in a bit, but yeah, Percy's doing well. These guys, I kind of half got them earlier because their water had leaked out and they've all moved into, where's the tweezers? I think they're under here. Under this area is a little nest now that they've dug because their other drinker broke. Yeah, but see, let's get the food out. They're quite weird with their food nowadays. I think it's because they're like, I don't know, half asleep maybe, but they always fill it with mud. It's not focusing. But yeah, the little bowl, it's like they bury all their food in soil, which I'm not bothered about. I'm hoping eventually that they'll bury so much food in soil that all the soil will come out and there won't be any soil in there anymore. But I don't want to hoover it out because well, they like to run around. As you can see, they're always everywhere, and I think they get sucked up quite easily. No, I don't think the Tetramorian, they've kind of started laying, and I was like, I'm going to wake you up for a little bit, but then I've kind of eased off a bit of like, well, if you want to have a sleep, I don't really mind, sort of thing, because I'm quite enjoying the time off, to be honest. Like, not having to feed them as much, it's not too bad. But I have got, like, as I said, like, a few hundred cockroaches on the way, so I think they're probably going to get, like, massively fed, and I'll probably turn up the heat a bit more, but we'll see. There are people that kind of want bigger colonies at the minute, but yeah, I just don't want to force them too hard. Naughty Manicus. Let's see me zoom in a bit. You see, like, they still got their larvae and stuff in the tube. So there's Quentin and Queen. That's her name now, I guess. She has another name now, I've forgotten it. But yeah, a lot of them are down in that little weird bit. Although they do seem to have decided, actually, we're going back to the tubes. Problem is, like, the tubes, as you see, the bottom two are dry. I've given them another tube up top that's, like, wet. They do like to chew the cotton, as you can see, as well. I do like the man. They're good girls. Zoom out a bit. Oh. They don't really go mad for, like, food, these girls do. I might get him some new sugar waters. Because I've had this blue one in here. I think it's just pure sugar snaps. And it's been in there for weeks. But it's fine. Just get him a little cricket. A roach. Why do I keep calling them crickets? To anyone that's just entered the stream as well. Welcome to a feeding session. If you got any requests on colonies, then I'll try to facilitate your demands. You can have that. Try not to knock down your new little house. I'd really do like these things. Just big girls. I haven't been stung yet either. Yet. What am I going to do for sugar? I think there's like 25 minimum, but I can never count them all because they're constantly going in and out of the nest. So but by the time I've got like a count, loads of them have gone in and out, and it's like I just lose like track. A tiny bit of sugar in there. Not that they'll do anything with it, they'll bury it. Like they bury all their food. However, I can't actually see any mites today. Might be we'll look in the bowl or something. Unless all the mites are like, it's perfectly nice in this wet mud. Normally they got a few grain mites running around. Really annoys me. And hopefully they've left. Hate them. They're not too bad, them grain mice, they're just annoying. Oh, the sugar snaps. Well, they're Antantics, like little sugar snaps, and I found basically, I've tried so many different sugars, and I just can't beat the sugar snaps. So I end up going to the sugar snaps a lot there. I've made so many mixes though, like, and some of them have been really popular with the ants, but then they just can't compete with this. And until I can, I don't know, one day I would like to make a sugar liquid, like water, but until it can compete with Antantic sugar snaps, I'm going to stick to using my sugar snaps. Got loads of flavours though. That one's banana. Banana is definitely the Tetramorium and the Messer's favourite. Got a tiny bit of blueberry. I got loads somewhere though. Where's the rest of them? Got some strawberry. I think I used up all my candy cane, but I think another order's coming soon. I've got some plum. Yeah, a little bit of plum and stuff as well. Apparently they taste really good, but I haven't really had much of a tasting yet. Well, I've missed some comments. Let me just read them up. Oh yeah, I think Ramblings, it should come out tomorrow, I think. The Manica Ant Pod. Because it was quiet last week because we missed it because everyone had the flu. So yeah, it should be tomorrow. Yeah. I'll listen to it after making the next one. What I always do is I finish work on a Wednesday, and it's recorded on a Wednesday. And yeah, now I'm on it. I end up I'll listen to like 10 minutes of last week's, and then I have to go and record the next week's, and then eventually I'll get around to listen to it afterwards. Even though I've already heard it kind of in a way, but I still love the Ant Pod. It's just great. Like, I could probably spend most days of the week talking about ants, and the opportunity to spend like one more day than like Friday, that's an ant chat day. Wednesday, ant chat day for the Ant Pod nowadays. I just love the Ant Pod though. I just like talking about ants. I learned something about ants the other day. I thought, it was like ants, they milk their babies for their secretions, and people haven't really realised it until recently. Hey, Rishton, though. And hey, Liluvia Lyrics. I hope I said it right. What these girls up to? They're not up to too much. That big queen. We'll just have one last look at the big queen. She could die at any moment, but she definitely doesn't look sick. She's vigorous. Love her. Yeah, I like that queen. Yeah, thanks for encouraging me to buy some Manico Rubidipol. It's a great shout. I think if you hadn't been there like, oh, look at these, I probably would have been like, no, they die, and just not bought them again. But yes, that was a good conversation we had that day. Oh, Gigas. I saw Gigas in the chat. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Those Gigas, like... I was looking at the pot, and I saw on Sadie's video, and... my God. Like, I can imagine they're... I know, when I saw my Atta Queen, it, like, blew my mind. Like, every time I see that queen, it, like, blows my mind. And then the Gigas are even bigger. It's just mind-blowing. Who we got next there? Any requests for like a next colony? I do need to clean the acros so I can pull them out. Yeah. I might take away their outworks. I'm not really like. I think they're using it, but I ain't really sure. They just love to make dirty piles in the outworld, though. To be fair, Fungus is doing well, though. So he's quite good these because they don't like hang around the top, so I can take the lid off without worrying about them escaping. I might try and get like they got loads of junky C word in here. Crap! Look how aggressive they are. Look at that little like cow. She's like, "What the hell's this?" And it's like me. I'm just trying to get rid of your trash. It might be a sneaky boy, and instead of putting it in the bin, I just stick it in the outwork. They're supposed to use the outworld as a trash heap. That's why I gave it to them, so we can gently encourage them. And that way as well, I don't have to worry about picking up ants. Look how much like leafy junk they got. They're definitely dirtier than the atters, which might be why like people struggle a bit more because they just grub it all up. They're doing quite well. They're like a bit of fungus. It looks lush at the minute. I don't think they'll eat the bits of leaves that are like stuck to the side because they get over like damp, if you get what I mean. Really need to learn how to make the chat pop up. It keeps like disappearing and then it won't pop up. There's got to be a way. Aha, found it. So what is that in the comments? These guys, they are well aggressive. Like if we can zoom in, I'll show you like the atters. They're aggressive-ish, but they're not like fronters. Let's see, like they'll go straight. Oh no, that one ran away. Oh, look at the other one there. She's like, oh, I'm gonna kill you. Like they're getting their jaws ready. Oh, I'm gonna kill you. I am like next to their fungus, which is kind of understandable, but they're aggressive. They're like, yeah. They threaten to bite all the time. Savage little cretins. Whereas the Yatta, they're just big. They're docile and they're like, yeah, we can do stuff like chop your finger off, but we can't be arsed. Someone else will do it that's even bigger. Maybe they are, like the Atters are just playing, like, what's that little tale where you got 3 goats and they go over the bridge and there's a troll underneath and the first goat goes across and it's like, oh, a troll jumps out, I'm gonna eat you. And then the goat's like, nah, don't eat me, eat me mother, she'll be along next. Like, she'll taste well better than me and she's bigger. So maybe the troll or the wolf or something is like, yeah, I'm gonna wait, get your mother instead. And then she rocks up and is like, oh, you alright? Why don't you take my husband instead? He's even bigger and tastier. So, yeah, he ends up trying to fight the goat dad, and the goat dad beats him up. And yeah, the moral of the story is you should just always eat children instead of the adults because they'll beat you up. I don't think that's the intended moral. I think it's like don't take what you already got for granted, maybe. But yeah, next time a little goat walks across a bridge, make sure you eat him. Yeah, macros. hopefully the barrier in the other outworld is actually functioning, because yeah, it's like oil, but I never use oils, and I've never like replaced it since I put it in. I kind of think as well it was part of the reason I messed up in the beginning, because I'd never used oil before. I put so much oil around this little outworld here, and yeah, some of it got everywhere. I had to add a little bit of sand in the bottom to try and soak it up, because it was running down the sides, and yeah, that's not how you use oil. The closest I've come to oil before though was like, I used to use grease, like car grease. I'd get like lithium grease that I'd use on the car and use that. That was always quite effective. Always held in the Lasius Niger, and Vaseline was always semi-effective, although I don't actually think it was effective fully. I think they just couldn't get the queen out of the nest, so they'd stay in there. But yeah, one of my colonies, I remember years back, they had the Vaseline, and then they were in a moat. And one day I looked under the moat, and there were just so many like dead ants where they'd just been climbing over the Vaseline, going down the side of the tank, and then like dropping into the water or something. And it was like, oh, maybe the Vaseline isn't keeping you in. I wasn't too bothered though, because they're like native. And I just got some PTFE eventually. I've got both the flu one and the quick dry. I do prefer the quick dry though, although the flu one looks a bit better. You just can't beat the quick dry alcohol based PTFE. In my opinion, it's just too good. I can't really give them any food because I haven't got any leaves. Well, actually, I do. Yeah, let me go get my bag of leaves. Basically got a massive bag full of leaves because I saw the frost was coming the other day, so I went out to the apple tree in the neighbour's garden with a massive sack and just started filling the sack up. So now I've probably got a few kilos of leaves, and I'm hoping I know the atters, they'll accept them dry, and from what I've seen, the acros seem to be alright with accepting them dry, but fingers crossed it keeps them fed for a little bit longer. However, there's loads of dandelions in a minute. Just pops up. I think I'll do these. Next colony, anyone? What do you want to see? Might be able to get the harps out. We've got all sorts. If we've got the harps out, we could just leave them on the side as they do their hunting thing. Because otherwise, they'll nick all the time. We'll get a dives in a minute as well. Ooh, donk. Where are the harps? There they are. I love my little harps. They got a little cave. Let's get the light in there. Zoom in. They're hiding, I think. Yeah, they are as well. They've all hidden in the dark, mate. They're doing quite well in this nest, though, I think. Let me see if I can spot the eggs. I think we'll hydrate it up. Takes loads of water, this nest, though. I'll give it that. Hydration is nuts. And give them a cockroach. Just a little bit living. Hopefully, you can tell when it's like comes up through the mesh. It takes so many syringes. Like I think the whole bottom centimetre of this nest is just hydration, which I ain't complaining about. It holds so much water, but it does take quite a while to fill it. The best bit though is if you overfill it, it comes up through the mesh, and then the little stones like suck it up. I'm coming through the mesh yet? No, but I'm scared to add any more water because I've added loads. Let's spin it round. I hit it all off. Hiding in the dark. The eggs are like down here somewhere. I'm hoping soon they'll have a little Kevin. The egg number's gone up there. Let me get him a cockroach though. Nice living one. Viewer discretion is advised. What else? If you're if you don't want to see a bug die, tune out now. Probably won't die though. They're rubbish at catching them. I swear half the time the cockroach just gets to run around and everything. I think I might have killed that one, but it's a bit late. It's in the tweezers. Oh my god, I have. Fool. Oh my god, it's still alive. Okay, I think they're good. Ah, hey, Ansan. The gladiatorial games. Where's the little thing? Oh, they are coming out. There's a head poking out now. So you get a bit of angle. You see a little head though in that's their like little hole out. There's the cockroach which got slightly squashed when I tweezed it. I think it was freshly shed, so it was extra soft, and I feel really bad now. He's gone hide in the corner though. He's hiding. So there's cockroach. We're doing really well though, these. So far, none of them by the looks of it have died, unless they've used their bodies to block the hole. But from what I can see, the hole is mostly blocked with bits of scrap food. But it's just something they seem to do that. If you look in a hole, like, yeah, they reduce it down, but they use bits of like eating food. And there's a big cockroach that they ate before. Shame I can't really get a good angle on the eggs. I think they're growing though. The eggs don't seem to be developing, however. It's a bit weird. But the egg number is going up, but they're not turning into little Kevins. But I'll just give them more time. I think these girls, they are super slow. We'll leave them in the background with the lassies. Oh look, the lassie Sniger have eaten one of their, not eaten, but drank the first little sugar one nearest the nest is gone. Watch as these other four get consumed in a bit, but we'll leave them in the background. See if any action pops up as we... Oh no, that's bad, that is, Ramblings. I can send you one of these. So far, none have died in it, but then again, they're not developing as well, so I don't know if I've hit a brick wall or what. It's a bit weird, but I'm just going to give them more time and hopefully little Kevin's turn up. But you had some Kevins last time I saw them, didn't you, Ramblings? There are a few Kevins kicking about. Let's get the dives out. Need to clean out all the dead bodies because I don't know why, but they seem to die at quite a pace. They don't live very long, these like little dives. Their numbers are going up all fine. Oh, and in a bit as well, nearly forgot. The Polyragus proxima, I haven't checked her for a few days. And last time I looked in there, I had a sneaky suspicion that the cocoons, they didn't have like long left. His hearts. I fed them at lunch because the water had ran out, so while I was in there I threw in a roach, so they're like well fed in the protein department. Busy little girls. Oh, Harry Barry. Oh. Now Harry Barry, I'm afraid she died, which shouldn't really be a surprise to me because she's a Camponotus, and like this year I think I've managed to kill lots of Camponotus, maybe 5 colonies. I don't know, I just can't keep Camponotus though, they're just so hard. Give me another species that's meant to be difficult and I'll probably be able to look after it, but not a Camponotus. We just don't match. There's a little ball up there. I think they still exist like in the tube as well. There's numerous little girls there. I think I'll give them a blob of sugar. They really need their fluon barrier putting back up, but can't be asked. I just keep the lid on most of the time. And if you threaten them too, they stand still. So like, yeah, if they're going to escape, just like swear at them, threaten them, and they'll stand still and like get ready to spray you with acid. but it means they don't run off, which is kind of like a bonus, if you ask me. What I need to do is get the jelly pot out. I'm not sure if they I know sometimes they eat jelly pot. It depends if I've got different sugar sources in there, but a lot of the time they just seem to dump the dead bodies in there at the moment. Oh god, I gotta dive. Oh no, I've got to dive on the tweezers. Oh, get back in there. Oh, don't get on my finger. Problem with dives is because they live in trees, they're well good at climbing. There we are. Oh, come here, you. Oh god. Let's try and put this back up. I think I'm gonna have to do it with my hands. Fiddly, but then I'm gonna annoy the ants because I'm probably gonna bang into everything. That'll be alright. They don't bite, do they? So it'll be fine. Which hole did it go in? Oh no, I think it went in that one. Oh, we got dives. Dive on board. Dive on board. Or diva. I should like there's a whole debate of whether it's Polyrhacus dives or Polyrhacus divas, because personally I'm a Noda like fan instead of Nodus, because Nodus for Phodole nodus is the male word and the ants are female, so it should be Noda. So I'm definitely team Noda, which also means I should be team diva. So I'm just gonna have to be team diva basically. Yeah. That's not too big a thing yet. One day though. One day there'll be wars. Anyway, I was going to pull out that jelly pot. What I do with the jelly pot though is once they've had a few days with it, and they look like they've had enough, I take it out and I just chuck it in the cockroaches. So that feeds them and they'll eat the rest of it. Get out of there, you. You've got to dive, Klingon. Let's Klingon. There we are, back in. They like to dump a few dead bodies in their jelly pot. You can't really see. Rubbish. Right, let's go to the cockroaches. They got a few drips of sugar snaps, so I think they'll be alright. I'll give them a bit of banana because they'll be a big fan. Banana. Oh, you see that black ring? It fell off the sugar snaps. Yeah, I don't know why, I just cannot get a grasp on Campos. They're just too bad. they just don't want to live for me. But I don't really mind, because there's plenty of other ants in the sea. And one day, maybe, I'll just buy a really big Camponotus. Although I did that last time. I got 30 worker Camponotus crudentatus. Within like a month, there was like 5. Then there was like 1, and then there was none. So like that didn't work either, getting a big colony. Oh, Floricola, that sounds like something you've had ants. You had some, is it Monomorium Floricola or something? That's it, yeah. Yeah, it says it in the comment. Yeah. Why not say for it? Well, I might get that. You got a drinker that fell off. But I dropped a bit. But it had sugar water in it, and there were a few of them in it, so I chucked it down. But hopefully it's empty. Yeah, I think it's empty. Let's have a look. You have to see it on the camera. If I pull it out, ants run out. I think we're clear. Lovely. Oh. This is what I mean by they need a new barrier. Where is she? There she is. Oh, getting focus. But yeah, she just walked out. You're gonna have to get back in the nest, my dear. Go on, back in. There she is. Finger her in. Sounds so bad. I think what monomorph? I don't know, one of them monomorphs. It didn't go very well. I can't remember. Subapacum, that was it. Unfortunately, they didn't prosper. I think it's time for the Polyrhacus Proxima, and I haven't looked at it yet, so this is going to be a grand unveiling, and fingers crossed there's a little worker. Oh my god, what? That's a bit risky. I just looked into the cupboard and the, is it the Plagiolepsis pygmea, the top of the bloody test tube holder slid open a tiny bit. Fingers crossed they're still in there. I'm just going to check. I think they are. Yeah. Luckily they have everything they need in their tube pod. So 50 clean. A little bit of food. Couldn't feed them quick. I was close though. Lucky I spotted that their thingy was open. Although we'll quickly feed these just because they're out, but I really want to see the Proxima, and she's under a cover as well, so I can't like just go in and see her normally. What I could do here is take out the tube because I don't need that. I'm gonna replace it with this bung from this nest. That's better. Seal them in a bit better. The Plagiolepsis, they seem alright, they do. For a tiny ant, they're pretty good. That cricket looks about their size. Oh, lovely. They love that when you drop the scissors on them. I do drop it up a bit. Hungry little girls. Wonder if there's any action in the thingies yet. Oh my god, no, it's got gruesome in the harps. Basically, the poor little baby who was a bit squidged has now got the dead body of the one that was in there before stuck to him. And he's running around. I guess maybe he's thinking it's like armour. I guess it would keep him safe. Extra layers against the harps, which we'll probably try and eat him eventually. Yeah, let's get the Proxima out. Fingers crossed she's got workers. Come on, my dear. So try not to look at her as I get her out. There you go, seeing this. Yes, 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 yes. Oh man, that's like, yes. We got a little worker. Zoom, zoom. Oh, little. Wait, you can't really see her very well. You see there's the other cocoon, but there's a little Polyrhacus Proxima worker. Oh yeah, the queen's looking nice and golden. Doing really well though, these girls. Like, they got their little larvae as well. And now, yeah, they got the first worker. She's just really good though. Some Polyrhacuses can be a right little, like, slow coach to found, whereas this girl, she's gone speedy, speedy. Crack open the tube pod. Can't wait to have like a golden little army of Proxima. I'm not sure what setup I'm going to put them in yet. I don't know. Got a few options because I could put them in like a weaver outworld. They don't weave, but a lot of these ants, if you put a little tube pod in there, they'll happily live in a tube like off the floor. But they do like to live off the floor. Maybe that's why this girl's like quite happy at the minute, because she lives off the floor. And she can see as well that she's off the floor, because that seems to matter to them sometimes, that like, oh yeah, I can see I'm off the floor, so it's real. The nature, like there, arboreal. I just dropped the tube pod in the bin. Stay there, little workers. No, queen, stay there. We'll always keep going. Look, I got fresh bin bags. I think it's right at the bottom. Yeah. I really need to give a tube pod like a proper little clean. But it's not really like too dirty. There's a bit more areas. It's just like stained. But this is actually Ants Rambling's tube pod. We swapped it for, might have been Tetchmore and by Garen Ant. Yeah. Antcon. I can tell because the bottom's a little bit warped. Oh, shouldn't do that to the poor girl. Let's get him a little wrench. Have a little zoom in on him as well. I see you, Ants. Thanks for popping in. Oh yeah, the gold cloaks. Jamie Lannister was one of them. Yeah. I swear to protect the realm and take no wife or something. They had a pretty bad deal, to be honest. At least the ones at the wall, like, I don't know. They didn't just give it all up for nothing. They were naughty. Not that Jon Snow was naughty. He was a good boy, Jon Snow. Yeah, see if we can get... You can just about see a golden, like, metallic tint. So it's a bit weak, but her abdomen looks like a little golden nugget, I think. So the Queen's definitely a bit golder than the little worker. However, you get him at the right angle and the little worker, so shiny. Well, hopefully Sam sees this from Antantics, because I think he'd been looking after her before I got him. Yeah, they were like his little girl was at the shop, and I was really, it was like no pressure. It was. It was like, I do not want to kill this colony now, because I've got to not fail. Someone else likes the Queen as well. They can go back in there. Think they got everything there they need. Let's go for, what do you think next? Pogo Mermex. Can't really get the Attas out because they're too big. Could get the Unisys out there. I hoovered them out the other day. I just literally went in with a hoover and tried to suck out as few. Yes! Everything's going like right! But yeah, tried to suck out all the soil from the Unisys. But as you can see here, this tube here was dry and it ran out of water. And this tube here's got water and they've moved. They're doing so well though, these Pogos. I love them. They're like the Manica rubida. I think maybe I just got a thing for red ants. How many workers we got? 3 still. It's a big old Queen. Don't look like there's any mites on her. Yeah, 3 little workers still. We got any brood? Oh my god, I hate it when they do that. They haven't, have they? Basically. Oh man, they better not. Bugs me when they do this. Some ants will move and then they don't take the brood. They're like, oh no, someone else will do it. And it looks like there's dead brood in here. Not sure. Let's have a zoom. As you can see, kind of. You see there's like 3 little kind of dots there. They look a little bit like dried up larvae to me. They're definitely larvae, but yeah, I'm a bit worried that they're actually dead. And maybe the Pogos are like, no, we don't take brood with us. If we're moving tubes, like, we're moving tubes without it. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's a relief. Is that a life form? Yes, it is. Oh, there's like the 4th little worker there, that pupae. So they have taken some of the brood and a little pile of eggs next to it on the left. But I think these ones here are, I don't know, they might be alright. I just can't understand why they would have left them there unless it's hotter in that tube, but the tube is dry and I think they look a little bit shriveled up. Guess what I do is they got loads of they got everything they need at the minute. They got their sugar. I'm gonna put in 1 cricket, but I'm not gonna disturb them too much in case they wanna run back and get their larvae. But they're doing all right. They got eggs and they got pupae in their new tube. They've just left all the larvae. Whatever you do, little worker, do not escape. These ants, their sting does scare me because apparently it's bad. So I don't want to be stung by these ones. Most other ants, like the harpies or Harpagnathos, like if it was like get stung by these or stung by the Pogos, I definitely choose the harps. Harp stings, they don't hurt. They're numb. You only feel the stinger going in and then it's like nothing. It's quite a big relief, to be honest, when you catch one stinging you. I was expecting a whole world of pain and a massive like bump and stuff. It's obviously not like a wasp sting. The harps are not doing much. The Lasius, they've nearly drank the next one closest to the nest. Yeah, the TBs would be like Lannisters or something, or another bunch of them where there's loads of them. That's just... Oh, no, what's that, matey boy? Tetramorium would be the... There's that bloke, Craster's Keep, and he's bad with his daughters, that bloke. It's all inbred, and like, it's a mess. That could be the Tetramorium. Although, yeah, you got the inbreeding in the Lannisters as well. That is pretty direct, like... 2 elates, like... Oh, Game of Thrones. Pogo's been doing that. Let's get the Moester out. As you can see, here's a colony where I've got the Sugar Snaps ring. Dropped it in. Oh, you can't really see it, so I'm zoomed in to 10 billion times. There we go. Yeah, that little black ring off the Sugar Snaps. Take it out. These have kind of stalled a little bit. The initial like couple workers, or one worker, because they came with one worker and now they got 2. But yeah, first worker developed from egg, like all fine. However, there's a second worker. They also like to live in the top tube. Let's see. Oh yeah, is that a... No. Second. Oh, you just about to see it for a second there. There's like one larvae. There it is. And so far, at a minute, that one larvae is all of their brood, and I just can't get them to kick out a load of eggs again. I don't know if it's a seasonal thing. They come out and like gather food. Everything looks good on the surface. However, they're just not chucking out any more brood, and they've had that egg for quite a while now. It's like they may have gone into diapause. Like, you never know, but it's more just me being impatient. Get him some freshy there. They got a bit of water. Oh, hey, answer Sydney. This little one here is a medium. Saturn, yeah. The Lasius niger in the background. Now they've got the large, and then I think, yeah, the Tetramorium by Karen Atom have got an extra large. Not that I really use it as a Saturn anymore. Has it got any tubes left? Oh, it's got 1 tube left, but they nibbled through it. So it's completely full of ants and no water. And only 2 bottles. They got their other bit. And they got enough water. We'll give them a few drips of fresh Sugar Snaps. I might take that one out. Give them a bit of banana. They ain't doing much. There's still 2 queens though. Eventually though, these what is it, pleometrosis or whatever the word is. One of these queens will die because there's currently 2. But yeah, once they get bigger, one of them will be got rid of. Not by me, by the ants, of course. But, However, like, you never know, if you split them apart, once they maybe when they got 10 workers, I might be able to split them into 2 colonies of 5 or something like that, maybe. Probably be worth a try, to be honest. If they're just gonna have a queen fight anyway, both queens could end up dying in a worst case scenario. So it might be better to separate like the 2 queens out before they have a royal rumble. Yeah, if I keep an eye on them, eventually, like, they'll probably be in separate tubes, or I'll be able to scare one out of the tube and the other one will stay in it. Something like that. I think they're all good. They got a little bit of sugar, a little bit of fresh roach. They're kind of getting there. I'm hoping by summer though, when the temperatures get really hot, like, everything will speed up again. Like, even though they don't hibernate, they're kind of stuck at 25 Celsius, whereas in summer that's their minimum temperature. And a lot of the time the room will go up to like a lot more than 25 Celsius. Get the Unisys out and they'll go nuts and put on a show. Question is, do we give them sugar or protein or both? I like the Unisys though. I haven't fed them properly though for ages. I've basically been starving them. And yeah, 'cause their numbers go up quite fast. I've sucked all of the fit. It's a different size sand, so it's like I don't want to fit on the table. Yeah, I've sucked all of the substrate out. Basically, I used the big Hoover and put a little pipe down the big pipe of the big Hoover and just sucked out. It was like full of sand. But as time went on, they'd slowly, like, the sand was like 50% like rubbish basically that they mixed in. So I was like, we don't want that anymore. Let's chuck them in a roach, like they go off like the Caraberas. I do understand scientists when they like first classified Carabera. I think they classified it as like Fedole. But once you see like, let's get a nice focus and we'll drop in this roach and then like look how fast they're on it. Let's drop it down here. Go on, drop. Drop your little sod. There we are. He's on and they're like on it now. And the trails will form like super fast. Like they're on it. Going off like a Fedole. Or Theodole. Fedole. I personally, yeah, it's not Theodole. No. They're on it. A little bit docile today. Although I probably sucked up a few hundred with the Hoover, to be honest. It was kind of inevitable that like I had to suck up some. They still got loads of queens though. No, quite a lot of eggs. I see the odd wings in the test tubes. We'll zoom in on the test tube in a sec. You know, a bit of sugar snaps. They'll be straight on this. Let's give them loads. There's quite a few of them. And I am tight to this colony. They get starved and not neglect. I don't neglect them, I just don't feed them. It's like one of those things, like, yeah. I don't neglect them, I clean them out and give them the odd bit of food. You can't feed a Fedole colony very much food unless you want them to explode. Because that's what they do best. Like all of them. And it's like, oh, they'll only grow to a few thousand. I do think a lot of the time might be a lie. Like some of the only grows to a few thousand is a little bit made up. If you give them loads of food, you'll get loads of ants. Way more than a few thousand. Whereas if you starve them, you can't really get the numbers down, but you can stop them going up fast. On the sugar. Not bothered. Well, they're not after the roach too much. They see more into this sugar today. A hard bookcase. I'm like thinking if I want like a bigger incubator, one that's like nicer, so I can actually see the ants a bit better in it as well. So I'm thinking at the minute, like, what can I use to bodge together an incubator? I'm thinking there, if I got a little corner like bookshelfy thing, and I might cover it in that, like you get the silver lined foam that's like really insulative, and just cover this little thing in that foam and then stick the ants in there. Let's see if we can zoom in on the tubes. I've got like eggs, you see like lots of wings kind of glistening back. They've totally dug through this tube there. Loads of just eggs and queens in there. So I'm still not sure if they inbreed. At the minute, I'd say no, they don't inbreed. But then, like the queens are sticking about, and like little brood production is quite high. And maybe well, I don't know. You never know. Like there's a niche in ants which would facilitate queens. So Like, say you're an ant colony and you got plenty of food, you could, I guess, keep a few queens alive that were infertile, because they'd still be laying eggs, and the eggs, just because they're infertile, it doesn't mean they're not nutritious for the other brood, and they're a good storage of basically nutrients. Like, you can lay an egg, and the nutrients that are in that egg, they're not going anywhere. They're gonna stay fresh and edible for a long time, so you could keep excess queens in a colony that were infertile just to like make these eggs that you could store for later use. Maybe I can't see why that wouldn't be a thing, to be honest, because it makes sense. It's kind of like honeypots, but you're using the eggs. I know the Myrmica rubra, they definitely do it, but yeah, maybe these, well, I'm not sure if the Myrmica rubra do infertile queens though. Like, the workers and everything will start laying eggs in the Myrmica rubra just to like store up protein when there's no babies in one of their nests, because they're polygamous. Well, not polygamous, well, they are polygamous. Or is it polydomous, that's the one. So they'll have multiple nests, and at times they'll have nests with no babies in, but the workers will still lay loads of eggs. And I guess to store the food until eventually some queens and the brood like return up. That'll do on the unions. You see, they're loving their sugar water. They are quite tame today. Maybe they've gotten a bit of a chill. I've taken them out of the incubator. It's a bit cold in here. Just get another one. Who's next? Top shelf. Manatee. Probably had you. I do think I might put the scuts into hibernation. Look a bit sleepy to me. Like, more than they did last week. See that big heat? Yeah, you can't see anything like that. There we are. The heat and seem a little bit docile. Gotta say, to be fair, well, compared to some ants like the Apsos, these girls are growing really slow. But I only got them at Antcon as a single queen, and doing quite well, I think. Not doing too badly. Yeah, I think I put the harps back in the warm. Good idea, Ramblings. Oh, the last year's Niger too, they've drank another one of their little puddles. I love how fast they do it. You look away for a minute, and they'll just like, one of these little puddles will disappear. This is all that's left now. I think there's maybe a tiny bit of the first, like the another puddle. These two will be gone in a minute though. Let's get the old scuts. Yeah, they grow quite nice. I haven't really floored it either. Like, if you look at like Ryan over at Antscapes, his Cremagaster scutularis, they're popping off. To be fair, like they're big. I need to talk to him, to be fair, as well. I sent him a few little bits. Hopefully he's received them, but you can never tell with the postman. What I do need to do though is, if you look in here, it's a bit dirty. This is a colony as well that's really mighty. Where it normally is. Well, you never know, it might have gone. But for a while, every time I'd go in here, there were loads of mites. At least today there's no ants like out and about. Well, they seem to have calmed down. Little food barriers there. Just grain mites though, so I don't really care. Shut that in there. Oh, I do look like Tetramorium are good ants, but being able to chuck like ant rubbish in the bin without worrying about having queens in it is quite nice. Like, I can't just chuck my ant rubbish from the Tetramorium straight in the bin because there's hundreds of ants in it. Whereas the Cremagaster scutularis, they're nice and out of the way. And even if there was a worker in there, you wouldn't have to worry about it because they don't inbreed and there's only one queen. Give them a little bit of sugar snaps. I should stop using my banana. Saving it for the Tetramorium. That's them about done there. They're nice and easy. Got a few fur cones in there. And a big old water feeder, so I never have to touch them really. If you look too, these like had dry tubes, but It's weird how like the bottom 3 tubes are completely dry. The middle one is a little tube as well inside of a bigger tube, and the top one's like wet, but they've chosen the dry bottom tubes, and they've always gone for the drier tubes, the Scutellarius. It's quite a good thing, to be fair. It makes it easy to care for them. That's enough of them there. What else we got? Oh, the other Tetramorium by Carinasum. What's in this one? Oh, that's the Moesta. Get Percy out in a minute as well. Since his new shed, he looks well good. What have we got here? I think it's the little ones. Yeah, it is. Zoom right in. Oh, there's a mite that's popped out. See him on the table? Here he is. Little green mite. He just jumped off the setup. Bang, and the dirt's gone. These girls are actually doing quite well now. You see there's the big queen on the left, and then there's that medium worker who is, come on finger, pop up. About, where is she? Somewhere around here. She's like a medium-sized worker. That's another, there she is, right in the middle. Here. That girl there, she's a queen, like the parasitic queen. Can't wait until next year, because hopefully they'll start doing a late production, and all the elates will be the parasitic queen's elates. Be really interested. They're really growing well there. They're like the Tetramorium Kai Spitum queen, like pumping out the eggs. I don't know if the stronger Naphis queen is making many eggs or not. It's kind of hard to tell though, because all the workers seem to look same-ish, but they are different colours sometimes. Like some of them are lighter, but then it's like, oh, are they just babies? Or are they a different species? Well, I don't know, it's kind of, it does look, to be fair, like, they got, oh, it's really hard. The darker ones are maybe different. Or maybe they are just babies. They really have filled the tubes there. They took all the substrate and they, like, packed out both their tubes with sand as little entrances. These guys have mites. Somewhere in here. But the good mites. Not them red evil sucker mites. What we got in here? Let's just zoom out a bit. Oh, I didn't realise you had Cremagaster in Sydney as well, Ants of Sydney. I thought they were like, I don't know where they really lived, I just kind of thought, Europe. Didn't realise they got about so much. I know they're invading some places as well. Let's get this bad boy out. Food bells, they do work. Give them that. Food always stays in the bowl. Not advertising. Do I recommend my own food bowls? Yeah, definitely. But not just because they're mine. They do seem to do the job. Get chopped up cricket in there. Add a bit of snaps. I should really hibernate the crems. Not the Cremagaster. These girls a little bit maybe, but yeah, not gonna. Although some species, I don't know. I don't like to hibernate them the first year when I get them with a lot of species, unless I've kept them before, because I just worry a lot on the first year. When it's a bigger colony, you don't feel as worried, I guess, as when you put them into hibernation. It's like, oh, a few could die, but that'll be alright. Whereas when it's like 2 ants, it's like a few could die, and that's all of them. Like, that's the end of the ride. But then again, it's if you don't put them into hibernation, they could die as well. Oh yeah, yellow crems. That'd be nice. They'd be like giant flavors with like red little gasters. Yeah, in their little heart shape. I'd like them. I do like red ants as well, like little yellow ones. What's that lid on? And them goes all good to go. I really like Miko Ants. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got a little Tetramorium Chispitum colony, and I do like them. These are growing well fast. They've completely outpaced my little girls. These are heading for the moon. See what's the Tetramorium by Karen Atom. I've actually started feeding these a little bit more, so there might be some workers. So get in there, you. Put this one back in. Let's get the camera in a functional position again. So, yeah. No, I do like these girls. They're tiny, but I don't mind. If you look at it, they're just all elates. Like, I don't feed them enough, and I've been telling a few people, like, if you want to actually make more elates in your colony, feed them a little bit less, and they'll literally just make elates. It's like, you just get in focus, but finding not elates is difficult. They're just all elates. Or either de-winged elates. Oh, there's two workers near the entrance there. I think I saw them for a second. Like, there's one. Yeah, everything else just elates. Oh, there's a worker. Workers seem to hang around. There's 3 workers. Then it's just queen, queen, queen. Eggs. Come back into focus, please. And like more queens, 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 queens. Queens, 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 queens. Not many males. Maybe that's their problem as well. Ain't got enough males. Just queens, queens, queens. Let's give them a big feed though. I'm gonna be naughty as well because the Tetramorium by Karen Atom, so they're gonna be in the food. I'll see if I can get it out. There's always some in the food. And if there isn't, they're pretending. Okay, maybe there isn't any in that cockroach. But there'll be some in here somewhere. Let's put them all. Oh, it actually got a few workers under the bowl. That's where they're hiding. These guys definitely not much. Get them up. They eat pretty good. To be fair though, they might be diapause in a little bit like the other girls. I hope this colony like stays little, to be honest. It's quite nice having like a little gene pool on the side. Give them a medium feed. Spoiling them this week. The crickets seem really like juicy. That's really weird, but normally they're not like as juicy. This sounds minging. Tetramorium will be straight on that. You can tell they can smell it circling. What we got? Might take out this sugar snaps. A big drinker, but they'll never get through that much. So what I have been doing is, since like some of them have been slowing down, so instead of giving them a full sugar drinker, I've just been giving them like a water drinker, and then just giving them drips of like pure sugar snaps, just to kind of give them some carbs. But that way you don't have to worry about it fermenting as much, because the higher percentage of sugar, the less it goes bad, really. Yeah, the TB straight on their banana sugar snaps. It is their favourite, they'll go mad over it. Little TBs, might be able to see some mites if you're lucky. They definitely have. There's one. So dead in the middle now. He's scurrying along. Little black one. Little green mite. There's one on the left. This is why I've kind of like, I filled up all my like Saturns with substrate, just for aesthetics, to be honest, because it looks nice, but it does attract the mites. Not that the mites are bad mites, but yeah, as I said, it's annoying. Just imagine it, like a Giga Queen would be like, probably like the size of the whole food bowl. And then you compare it to these little ants, and it's like, whoa, them gigas. I do for them TB. What else we got left? There's not much. Yeanses are going crazy. Oh, we'll see Percy quick. Because Percy had a shed. He's really, like every shed, there's one of them mice. Dude, he's got it. Got the Polyrhacus moesta worker. She's out gathering up her new protein and stuff. That's not what I wanted. I wanted Percy. If you didn't know, Percy is a tarantula. Oh yeah, Percy. But yeah, this is like spotted earlier. He like had a shed. Oh, it looks like he's finally killed the cockroach. Oh no, I was gonna say he's finally killed this cockroach. No, him and this cockroach have been hanging about for weeks. Like, this cockroach has been in there about 3 weeks. He just won't eat it. He's in his little medium satin there. Only the best for Percy. Got his little water bowl. Bit web. Haven't really got anywhere to hide. But I can see him. And he just, yeah, chills out. I'm quite lucky when he shed the cockroach didn't cause any issues. That I can tell anyway. I've got his little shed. His little legs. Yeah, he's a little bit bigger. I need to feed him up. Yeah, I think it is his friend. Probably be his friend until he molts again, and then he'll turn into like a psycho or something. But yeah, his legs have got a little bit longer, and his body's a bit bigger in the middle. But his abdomen has shrunk a little bit. So, need to feed him up again. That shouldn't be too hard. As well, what can you get like haired off these thingamajiggies? All these hairs, I'm like, better not touch it, it'll attack me. Irritating hairs, but I don't know if they're irritating if it can't shoot them. Yeah, I just put him out of the way where he was, back to the safe spot. Yeah, Percy. Nice and fluffy now. His hairs got well big last molt. Wonder if he's got rid of his little butt patch. Like, he always seemed to, I don't know, he gets a little bald patch on his bottom. Heals up every time he molts, but then always comes back in the same spot. Just like a blemish, but it looks like it's fully gone again. Just on his butt. Yeah, looks all good. This is mate. Ah. There's a little bit of his shedding over here too, like that. It's a bit, so I put a finger in a bit. That bit there, that little patch on the floor, is just like the top half of him. I think it's got little eyeballs on it. Let's pull it out. It's attached to the web. There we are. I swear there's little eyeballs on it. Maybe you're gonna come into focus. Yeah, not gonna come into focus. I think it was the top bit. Sticky in the safe place with the other bit. Before I get haired. Well, this tarantula, what is he, Nicaraguan brown or something? Something like that, isn't it, Rambling? Rambling knows. There's a brown curly hair, maybe. Nicaraguan brown. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I think it's that. Yeah, Rambling's nose. It's Percy. Yeah, I don't know what species, but a T. Albo. Oh, Percy. Yeah. He has got good curly hairs. I think he's a he now. Like, I've quite decided it's a he. And every time he like sheds, he don't get much bigger. So yeah. Trying to think if I've got any, what other rants we got kicking about? Got the form. Oh, there's a couple more. Yeah, the Formica and the Formica subwoofer. Get them out of it. They're both hibernating though. Tinticala albopelosis. Reminds me of albosparsis or whatever it is. Camponotus. Oh, I hope it's not Camponotus. Percy better not be Camponotus, so it's not going to end well. Percy is a tarantula. Fusca are probably going to be boring. I love the Fusca though. What they'll do is if you scare them, they'll all leave their nest and go from an area of like relative safety to not an area of relative safety. And they're pretty chilled. To be fair, it looks like they've actually hollowed out. Yeah, they have. They might have had a munch on their protein. The problem was it was them. It's like mealworm pupae or something. Might have just dried out. I think sucked out their substrate as well the other day. Just because it's just being annoying. I'm going to give them quite a big food. I'm trying to because they've been in hibernation since like August-ish time. So I think it's time to try and wake them up a bit earlier if I can. Not too worried about waking them up, but I do kind of want them to grow a bit at some point though. But if they're asleep all day, it's time to wake up. They're like teenagers. It seems so backwards when they run out of the nest, and it's like you were safe in there. Like, what are you doing? And every single one will leave and just stand outside, and it's like they're having a fire drill or something. Let's see if we can find the queen. I see a lot of hate for the Fusca. Nobody seems to like their Fusca in the first year they've got them, but they're pretty good. Let's see my girls, they got a good amount of numbers. This is like maybe 2 batches of eggs, I think it was. But yeah, when they actually grew though, they grew really fast and really well. They just only laid maybe 2 batches of eggs and then went to sleep. Well, it was 2 batches. And the queen came with, I think she came with some workers, and if she didn't, they turned up really fast. And then, yeah, the second batch, bam. It was massive. I highly doubt they're going to do anything there. Just scuttling around. Give me little snaps. I wish I had some peach snaps. I like peach snaps. They ain't gonna do much though. There's a head poking out. So one of them's had a little nose then. That little bit at the bottom of the pillar. Not go on, is anyone going to smell it? So they are thinking about it. Too risky, too risky. Let's get the old Formica subwoofer or whatever. No, they're not. What are they? Oh my god, I've forgotten their name. Thingamajiggies Formica subwoofer. Not pseudo Formica. What is it? Ibero Formica, that's it. Because they come from the Iberian Peninsula. Drop a coat hanger. This will be the last one, then I'll go make me dinner. These girls have been growing really nice. And they're quite busy for Formica. Like even right now, there's one like out and about getting some water in the outworld. Even though they're kind of half asleep, can't really see them. Saturn's a bit dirty. Quite looking forward to these girls next year though, because they definitely grew a little bit faster than my Formica Fusca. So I think next year they could really pop off. Anyone in the dish? A few little bits in there. They've definitely eaten their sugar snaps. There's a blob of sugar snaps last time I fed them in there. Fair, talking of Mesobarbarus as well. I'd love to see Hollifer's Mesobarbara in a nice video soon. Well, Hollifer's got quite an impressive colony of Mesobarbarus. And I'm guessing he did what he did with the Atters and just fed them a lot. I think he got them slightly bigger when he got them as well, so... Yeah, they are a big colony. My colony's kind of... They haven't grown that big. But then I don't feed them much protein, it's like just seeds really. Maybe like once a month maximum they'll have a bit of protein. This gets pretty boring here. Let's give them some sugar snaps. Oh, some of them are coming out. I think they can actually smell the thing. Let's give them... They seem... I know all of them seem to be aimed at the food. Just give them 3 trips of sugar snaps. They're gonna come out and go for it. I think they can smell it though. Surprisingly quite awake. Good numbers though. Got these from like Ant Lady. I would recommend them if you see like anyone's got. I think Antantics might have some as well now. But yeah, if you can get yourself like a medium-sized colony of these, at least these are well good. I don't know about founding them because I didn't found these. I got them with like 25 workers or something. They're nice little ants though. I think one of like, there's either like 2 or 1 species I think in their little category or whatever, family. Move a bit closer. They're so like nosy then and stuff. But they're brave, like a lot braver than the Fusca. A good smell on them. See him checking out the food. I like them. Tetramorium. Feed you later. I've got 2 roaches left over, they can have them. What else? What other ants have we got? Oh, I do have a colony which I never, like, I never look after, and I never take them out and stream as well. I could get them out. Although, like, if Ramblings you're still kicking about, you'll understand why I never do anything with them, because, yeah, because of what type of ant they are. If you thought, what are they called, Acanthomyrmex thailandaris were boring, yeah. Let's get these other girls out. Yeah, one of the most boring ant species you can get. They're not bad though or anything, like, they don't require much attention. They do wander the outworld a little bit. You see a few of them, but they're acorn ants, innit? So they're only tiny little girls. Loads of them in there. Yeah, now Ramblings, the acorns, innit? The ones that need, like, they just don't do anything. Like you're a tub where every so often you might see one, like, they just hide in. They might not be acorn ants though, these. They might be the other ones, because there's like Leptothorax and then like Temnothorax. And I found these in a stick instead of a acorn. Well, this is them at peak excitement. I'll give them a little roach maybe. Problem is as well though, because they don't do anything, but as soon as you take the lid off as well, they go for the lid. And it's like, why? You know, I keep an eye on them, but They're being good at the minute, but normally one will come straight out and they just go straight out the lid, and it's like, how do you even know it's open that fast? Get back in there. Use that dish quickly. I only wanted like a little bit of this roach because I know they won't eat much. Stick the rest of the roach over there. Ooh, roach. A little bit of roach. Soon I kind of need to like get some cotton out when I clean them out and give the outworlds a little blot. This one's extra dirty though, because when I got them, they had loads of wood in it as well. Like all that dust in the tube is chewed up wood. Do them. Drip's probably a bit too big. They could drown. Good little ants. Especially after when I first got them, like I thought acorn ants were polygamous, and I think it might be. Like, well, they are once they're after they founded, but you can't just mix colonies of acorn ants. There were a few fatalities when I tried it. They're not like some ants where, well, they might be at some times of the year, but when I tried to merge some colonies, it went terrible. Yeah, they are a bit of a pain. They do have though. They've probably got my favourite nest of all, and the AntCon official as well, 2022. AntCon Saturn. What I'd really like if they did it next year with like special Saturns for AntCon. I'd love like a purple one. Like even here you can see a slight like you can imagine the purple on that corner instead of that tinge. But like a satin purple Saturn. Oh, I think that'd be the bees and ease. Maybe I just like purple, but yeah, deep like a dark purple as well. Like none of this light purple, like dark purple, shiny Saturn. If you're out there sitting listening, like I said, dark purple, shiny Saturn. Oh, not Saturn. Oh, yeah, dark satin Saturn. There we go. Yeah. I think I'm gonna call it a day in a sec. Just be a savage and chop up this last roach. I'll just go in to feed the Tetchmoran by Karen Atom. They'll get a big feed soon. Oh my god, these roaches are disgusting today. They're literally all exploding. In fact, the flavs don't really need much. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night. Thanks for everybody who's been locked in. It's been nice, like, waffling away. I'll try and chat better, like, eventually, but yeah. Yeah, and been nice chatting to you all as well, who I've chatted to. I've kept up on the comments just about. Yeah, until next time, I'll catch you all later. Yeah, none of this light purple stuff, like deep royal purple for one. So yeah, that's a Sydney. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night though, and go make myself some chips or something. I'll catch you all in a bit. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. Bye. Bye everyone.